The problems that we had in the very beginning, when we were introduced to pull thinking, was very low morale. And we had tried several times to get a quality program that would stick. I mean, we tried a lot of different programs, and they just never did come through or never did stick for any length of time. And I think that had a lot to do with the low morale, and the lack of communication. So with the pull thinking, we were able to, from a management standpoint, realize that we wasn't going to get anything to stick until we started, trying to improve on the morale and also communicating with our internal customers. As Tony mentioned, was one of the first things that I learned with pull thinking was there is external customers, which is very vital or very important to any business, but also the internal customers is important. We need to pay attention to that as well. That's one thing that I was impressed with the pull thinking program is I was involved in, before this, in several seminars through the American Management Association. And those, you go to a seminar, a 2-day seminar, a week-long seminar, you get a book and you hear everybody talk and bam, it's done. With what we learned from pull thinking, what we got from Ken and Jeff is the support that we got from that and the continuing support that we still get. If I have a question, all I got to do is pick up the phone or email Ken or Jeff, and I get an answer. And of course, from the pulls that we created, our rework and remakes, if you will, have become almost none. It's amazing as to how all that fits into place once you start implementing all the 4 pull questions. And once you start to pull, rather than like myself and David, the owner of the company, didn't realize it for a long time. We were pushing and pushing and pushing, and wish we had to change. But when you push, it creates huge chaos. But by pulling, it's amazing how everything falls into place when you're pulling.
Could you describe for us the difference in what you felt like your culture was before pull thinking and how you see the corporate culture with pull thinking?
Before, one of the things that's in the book and the platform with all the chaos, and that's exactly a description of Stone Mountain Towing. We didn't realize it. We didn't realize just how much chaos there was going on until we started with the pull thinking and then measuring things that in the beginning we thought was a huge problem that turned out not to be important at all. But by measuring them and looking at them and charting them, it's like, well, that's not really where we thought we were at. At one time we thought we had a huge problem with on-time deliveries. It was not a problem. At one time we thought we had a huge problem with turning drawings back into job folders. As it turns out, that was not a huge problem. It was isolated incidents that somebody stuck out in somebody's mind that they thought was a huge problem that turned out not to be a huge problem. So it allowed us to focus on, after I would say probably a couple, 3 months, it allowed us to focus on, okay, these is what we thought our problems were. Now here's what our problems really are, and it's allowed us to work on those since then. So I think now, from where we were at to where we are now, we're a lot more focused on the real issues and what we need to work on than we were before pull thinking.
And how would you describe that as a culture now, in terms of people's attitudes, people's participation?
No, it's night and day. There's a night and day difference between how it was to what it is now. With everybody, the whole organization is that way. And it is I can honestly tell you, the direct result from implementing the pull thinking.